Jim, how do you explain being so close in Edmonton and being really so dominated tonight?
What's the explanation? They executed way better than us tonight. That was the first one. They were stronger. They beat us in every area of the game, except for the special teams, oddly enough. But the goaltender was great for us to give us a chance. They were just better in every way. We can't look to one part of our game and think that that was acceptable or that was good enough.
Jim, I know you mentioned this morning that you didn't think the fatigue that you thought impacted the overtime was going to carry it over into this game, but like you said, just from the start they were winning all the battles. Do you think it did carry over in this game?
Well, it's a good question, Austin, but if you think about right from the start, so I could see as the game wore on, I think, we could talk about that. They had us from the start of the game. That's the bigger concern. It didn't take us to get fatigued right out of the gate. And you're not fatigued, in the first period. You shouldn't be anyway. So, maybe later in the game we didn't generate enough. You could maybe point to that, but I don't think out of the gate. They were just better.
Yeah, Jim, right over here. Connectivity is at the essence of you guys' game. Being a five-man unit, line after line, shift after shift. What do you think was behind the lack of it tonight, just in terms of not being able to connect passes or really just not being in sync?
Yeah, and you know what? I can tell you we weren't connected defensively either. I think you're connected on both sides of the puck. We were not connected defensively, and I don't think we gave ourselves a great chance. We turned the puck over. I mean, you guys watched the game. How many times did we turn the puck over so we were disorganized? They came racing at us. That team, if you got them odd man rushes, we'd probably give them more odd man rushes in the first period tonight than they might have had in the whole series to this part. You're just not going to win that. We're not going to win that way. Maybe some other teams can win that way. We're not going to win that way. And that's why we play the style that we do. We have to keep it tight and then grind you for one or two.
Jim, as you said, you thought that they had played you in most phases of the game. You've got about 45 hours to turn it around. What do you hang on to? How do you turn it around now and get guys to believe and be positive?
Well, I think we've had a pretty good season to this part, and guys have put in a massive effort thus far. So you got to go win a game. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but it goes up and down. Like Dennis said, from the 29-second mark till now, it doesn't look very good. We got to go win a hockey game. They took it away from us. We got to go win a hockey game and take it back. That's just the way it goes. I mean, there's no tricks here.
So you lean on the season more than anything that's happened?
Well, no, we lean on the season. We've proven we're a pretty good hockey team. I guess that's what I say. So you're a pretty good hockey team. Go there and take it back because they just took it away from you.
Okay, from a coaching standpoint, this was so out of character, though, for you guys specifically with so much on the line. Is there an approach that psychologically you want to do something a little bit different with this next game, the whole season on the line?
Well, we're going to have to be tighter than we were tonight. You're going to have to be tighter. And you got to give Edmonton credit. That's the best game they've played start to finish. There's no doubt. We have to be tighter. That's just the bottom line. Way tighter.
Jim over here. On the topic of being tighter, these last three games I think are your highest shots allowed all season. 79-35 in the last 5 periods. What are they doing effectively, and what would you like to see more that's keeping the tempo so high and having you guys absorb so much of the action?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll just take it back to, going into the third period in Edmonton in Game 3. I don't know what they had, 15 or 16 shots at that point. Scoring chances, they might have had some shots in the third period. They didn't have many looks at all. So I'm not worried about shots so much as the quality of chances that they're getting. Tonight, they got shots and quality of chances. Now, in the overtime, they had quality chances. That's a different story. So, to your point, 4 periods, but prior to that, we were on it. We got to get back on it.
Jim, we were just talking to Joel Edmondson about how that team generates offense, especially away from their top line. They just get pucks into Darcy's pads and they battle in front. Obviously, the best way to counter that is to win those battles, but if you're not winning them, is there anything you can do strategically to kind of combat that kind of offense?
Well, they got in the inside, so we can't let them get in the inside. And so much of it was disorganized from us that we didn't have, we were overwhelmed. We were outnumbered at our nets. That doesn't usually happen. So when you're outnumbered and they're hungry, they're going to get banging on your pads. So there's just so much. I can't explain it here. It just was not a good, you can say offensive game for us, but we're a solid checking team. That's where our game starts. And you can see if we just want to try and play a pure offensive game, it doesn't work.